So welcome everyone, meeting today for the Kriya Pranayama. It's been also quite an intense meaning very high vibrational energies flowing in, like very high vibrational energies. And we're seeing these influx of energies pouring in from one way. It's really great for all of us because it's really buzzing very high. But at the same time, what I do see too, with every influx of high energies pouring, on the other hand, is you might also, with every high there is a low to it, right? So when another influx of high vibration reaches the planet, and it comes in impulses, because the higher the light forces, they can't do that for a long period of time, because they will blast everyone out. So it's like an operation, it's like there's a monitoring happening, and these influxes, they come in waves. It can't be like put directly on the planet for too long. And even if it's like 3 days or 4 days, then somehow, kind of, let's say, be more present, like bring more awareness in your day-to-day life, and try to even like take it a bit more slower, a bit more connected with yourself, a bit more in your body. Try not to get too much out there, carried away, although it might be maybe busy or hectic for you. And the reason I'm saying this is, if you take it slower from inside, of course you are more present, of course there's more awareness. And also to be prepared, because with every high energy coming in, this of course gives an opportunity for a deeper energy to come up. So this is kind of, it does play out. And the more present you are, the more able you are, like the more ability you have to see when certain old patterns rise, or when certain energies or emotions rise. And many times you end up in it until you see it, and then it's like, oh, okay, I finally recognize it now. And that's when you start working on it. But sometimes, it's not in an instant that when it comes true, it's not in an instant that you realize it. And the more slowed down and the more present you are, the more capacity you have to see what's coming up, or even, if there is some interferences coming. So it's not just your emotions, it's not just your past that can trigger you, or that can bring a low vibration into your field, but it can also be an interference. And there is a lot of interferences happening right now. So there are still a lot of negative forces or negative energies around. And what happens is, when you are in your weakest, and it doesn't mean your weakest that when you're in a traumatic experience only. Your weakest can be even when you're tired. When you're tired, when you're depleted, when you drain your life force energy, there is also weakness. And when you're depleted, that is a weak spot. And in that weak spot, there are blind spots, right? That's when there's a blind spot of when certain energies come, certain entities come, certain interferences come. And you might notice even your perception changes. Something becomes not natural. something doesn't feel right, something feels wrong, something blocks your openness. So, interferences from other dimensions, mainly the 4D, would create some form of negative interference. So, it's always very important also that you set intentions in your day-to-day life. And what do you prioritize? When you wake up in the morning, an intention to prioritize, your highest, for example. Let's say to prioritize peace, or to prioritize harmony, or to prioritize balance. Like, just take a moment right now and what are you aware of what do you prioritize? What is your priority? Like, do you set this intention, to prioritize harmony? And that meaning, you take that on, and you function in a way throughout your day, whether through speech, whether through energy, whether through motion, towards harmony, or towards balance, or towards peace. And that becomes kind of a support, because even your guides are actually supporting you with your priorities, with your highest intentions. So then as you function and move through your day-to-day, you have a priority. And I know many times, we even forget, oh, what's my priority? We even forget about it. And we tend to see that maybe the priority is still something else. Maybe the priority is still complaining. Maybe the priority is still confusion. Maybe the priority is still blaming. Maybe the priority is still fighting. You'll be surprised what your priorities are. So this is why I'm bringing this up, to choose a higher vibrational priority and to bring that into your day-to-day life, to bring that, integrate that. And as you continue focusing on your higher priority, on your highest, which will be your priority, then it becomes more and more kind of solid, it becomes more and more real to you. So more and more, it becomes very clear that whenever you slip, you come back right away. You start coming back right away. And you'll be, there's always so many blind spots. So by bringing your priority as your priority, really making it very clear and really bringing it forth, not just conceptually, but in your real-time life experience, this is where you start to see more clarity and seeing when you slip out of that priority, which is your priority. You could also say it's your highest alignment. That's when you are in your highest alignment. And as you bring that forth more integrated within you, then it becomes like your anchor point. Wherever you function, whatever you do, you're constantly weaving, you're constantly shining more light of awareness on that which is not yet harmonized. And of course, there will come moments where, as I said, you have a blind spot. You'll have a weak weak spot when a certain interference happens or a certain trigger happens, or losing yourself into another, or losing yourself into the outer world. Like when maybe you're too busy and you lose yourself. So you disconnect from your presence. And that's when through those blind spots, there is a higher chance that you will lose that priority into what you're habitually prioritizing prior to that new way of choosing. And you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. And don't worry as well, with those many times where we forget, or we lose ourselves, or we end up in some space, or we end up in some story, because it will happen. It will happen many, many times. But it doesn't matter that it happens. It doesn't matter that you fall. It doesn't matter that you drop your vibration. It doesn't matter that you repeat a certain old pattern. That doesn't matter. What really matters is how fast you're becoming aware of it. How fast are you rising back on your feet? How fast are you returning to your highest love or presence? Like, how fast are you standing back up into your highest? And this is very important to highlight, because many times we give ourselves a hard time. Many times we don't accept ourselves falling. And it is kind of unnecessary, to keep giving yourself a hard time. It's unnecessary. So, see that, yes, you're gonna keep falling 1,000 times. You won't be able to even count them anymore. And it's fine. It's okay. That's how we are growing all together. That's how we're evolving. That's how we're integrating. That's how we're embodying higher consciousness. So it's not about the falling and crumbling. It's about how fast you're coming back to yourself. And that also is a priority, to prioritize your highest. Why prioritize giving yourself a hard time? Because you have fallen again, or you have some ugly emotions again. Why not prioritize? Okay, now let's get back up. Let's focus back in my heart. Let's transform this into compassion. Let's allow some kindness to come true, some love to come true. Let's prioritize more positivity. So you'll be very surprised again how we can forget about our priority, to give again the power to some disempowered state or some unwanted state. And in those moments, I really wish that in those moments you remember this and you step out like, okay, this is it. Let's rise up. Let's come back to the heart. The heart is is a good place to come to. Coming back to the heart. Everyone knows heart at some level. If I say come back to presence, it can also be a bit mental, but coming back to the heart can already bring you so close. It can be quite a more easier anchor point. And then from the heart, if the heart opens back up and there is compassion again, there is kindness and softness and love pouring, then of course, then come back to presence. But first you have to come through the heart and then into presence. If you have just dropped and fallen somehow. And still, if you're still fighting with something happening in your life, well, you can't even come to the heart right away either. You have to meet you can come to your heart, but not in love. You can come in your heart with making peace with what is happening right now. So it's still coming to the heart actually, because acceptance, making peace with the present moment, actually comes through the heart. So acceptance is a surrender. That's what acceptance is. It's a surrender, it's a white flag, like raising the white flag, a surrender. That is acceptance. And it can only come true from your heart. And you will know this because your heart would open. If the heart is still contracted, then it means you have not yet opened that particular energy of what you're trying to accept. But when the heart opens, it moves. You might even feel it through your breath. You might even feel there's like, something just moved. There's a processing happening. There's making peace with it. Whether you have seen it as an enemy and now it's like, okay, I can make friends with my enemy. Come. And there's a meeting. That meeting is acceptance. That's the acceptance we're speaking of. There's a meeting, a full recognition. And then the heart opens. And then what happens? There is an instant realization, there's instant wisdom. Because wisdom can only come through you once you have made peace, true peace with that particular circumstance. And then with that wisdom, love returns. So I invite you all to take a few moments and to really drop into your heart's presence. Your heart's presence is the feeling, is the sensation. Not particularly in one location, the heart's presence can be an overall sense, because it is the center of your being. It is the center of your being. So since it's the center of your being, it can be sensed as open and expanded. It can be sensed as a certain warming feeling. It can be sensed like something closer to you, like coming closer to home, coming home, like down when you drop into the center of your beingness. It's a dropping. We could also say, dropping into the heart. And I invite you here to take a few good deep breaths. Breathing deeply is so important. Many times we forget to breathe deeply. So as you breathe deeply, you relax your belly, you relax your diaphragm, you relax your heart and chest. You also relax your neck. So every breath you take and as you exhale, there is a deeper relaxation. There is an opening of your body. There's also a slowing down and the returning closer and closer into the center of your being. You can also breathe for 5 seconds in, allowing your belly, your chest, and even your shoulders to slightly lift up. You can also pause the breath, holding for a moment without contracting though, staying soft, and exhaling through the mouth. And as you exhale through the mouth, soften your jaw. We hold a lot of tension in the jaw area, so allow your mouth to drop. Take another deep breath in, expand your belly, your chest and shoulders up. Hold the breath without contraction. Hold the breath in softness, as soft as you possibly can. Exhaling with a ha sound, while dropping your mouth, dropping your jaw, and your shoulders too, and expanding your throat area. Now a deeper breath to breathe from the earth up. So breathing from your base up. So inhale from the earth up, belly expanded, your chest and shoulders. Hold. It's like a stopping of everything. And exhale through the mouth and allow your body to ease and open and relax. And skim through your whole body from your head down. Even talking to yourselves right now and saying that you are safe here. It's time to slow down. It's time to relax. And your cells feel safe for them to open on a cellular level only when you feel safe and stable inside. Your cells, they open up. And visualize for a moment all these cells in your body. And they are like a tiny window. Like opening now all these tiny windows. Just like opening any window in your home and meeting a wider space, a fresh, open, wider space. And an instant effect is that any rigidness or any definition of your body opens up meets the space everywhere. And as you open these tiny windows, you can breathe from this expanded space. So everything opens up and merges into a wider environment. And in this wider environment, there is a bright sun shining. And this bright sun shining is emitting its rays, its yellow golden light into these open cells while you're breathing. So this light of the sun enters every cell, illuminating every cell while breathing the sun from a cellular level, energizing already with life force, energy. And every cell that is open becomes like a tiny sun. So just imagine all these suns within your cells. Like trillions of suns. Charging you up. And every sun is emitting its force. And it's also purifying any lingering, any stagnant energies. Because the sun emits a lot of fire, and fire purifies. It cleanses. And now we can bring the hands onto your belly area, feeling the belly area. And we'll come to the Kapalabhati breath, igniting the inner fire and purifying the solar plexus as well. So at first I invite you to take a deep breath into the belly. Exhale through the mouth. With the next breath, inhale half of the breath in. Hold the breath, keep the mouth closed, and focus on a strong and short exhalation through the nose, like this. So with every exhalation, your belly comes closer to the spine. And you should only hear the exhalation only. So if you're hearing inhalation and exhalation, stop again, take another deep breath in and relax, and breathe half breath, hold, and exhale with a force. As you continue this practice, you can intensify the fire, but the fire is a purification from your solar plexus, but it's also connected with all the suns, these tiny suns in every cell. So it's a double effect, and it amplifies into a cellular level. If it gets too much, you can always pause, take another breath in, and start again. And as you continue, you can also focus further down in your sacral center and in your base center too. because this fire also helps to open the lower chakras, helps to bring this purification in your lower centers, which actually is the most dense of energies. And many times it's quite stagnant and more heavier energies are present here. All the conditionings and habitual patterns are all functioning from the lower three centers. So you might feel even your Kundalini activating when you direct this energy further down, this force further down. Feel free if you need to stop and yawn or stop and relax and start over. You can stop many times. And also you might be aware that maybe your third eye starts also activating at the same time. Because when you work on your lower centers, you start moving and opening the energies up your spine too. So even your heart can respond, maybe your throat responds, or even some pressure in your forehead. And even you might feel some heat or some pressure in your crown as well. So just to like also bring and like scanning your whole system at the same time. Next breath, let's inhale together. Bring your hands up. You can bring your thumbs face each other like this, but stretch your hands up. Hold the breath. Visualize the sun above you as well, and receiving more light of the sun inside you, really charging up. Exhale fully through your mouth. Arch. Contract your perineum, bring your belly in and diaphragm up. Focus in your heart to sublime the energies to the heart. Until you can hold. When you're ready, inhale from the nose, open the fingers. And as you exhale, expand your energy field. Hands together, inhale up, connecting with your electricity and magnetism, the Taurus energy field, and expanding it, reharmonizing, and coming back to balance, and taking a moment in your heart. It's like the 0 point is your heart. This Taurus energy field has the shape of a donut, like a network and a shape of a donut. It's always, it sustains itself, but when we focus on our Taurus energy field with life force energy, with breath work, we strengthen it and harmonize it, and even becomes more powerful. You can visualize electricity like the blue light, like electrical force strengthening the Taurus energy field, and even the magnetism, the red light too. And it's also connected with the planets, Taurus energy field. So you have one, but also you can connect it on a larger scale with the planet, through you. That's how you expand it. So let's continue with the practice. Let's bring the hands above the chest area. We'll continue with Bhastrika. So we'll bring the hands to the back. This allows us to stretch open the heart area. Also this area, the throat also opens up in this way. And also from the heart down into the lower centers as well. So hands to the sides, and we can take a breath in. So always make sure your diaphragm is relaxed, your belly is relaxed. It's very important. So for this practice, let's just focus only on exhalation here. It's a bit softer, and it's more focused around opening the heart area. And with the softness around the heart, opening the throat area and opening the solar plexus area. As you continue, you can visualize a white fire, and this white fire, it rises from your solar plexus up. It rises from your solar plexus and it moves with your breath. It's like you're pumping this white fire up with your breath into the heart, and from the heart it flows and moves through with your breath into all the energy channels. White flame is also moving right now through all your chakras, and with this breath you're fanning it, you're amplifying the white flame. And white flame is a very high vibration, and it helps to clear and transmutes any deep energies, any stagnant energies, and any energies in your way. It purifies on a very deep level. You can also see this white flame moving through every center, and even in your minor centers, like to your palms of the hands, to your elbows, to your shoulders, and your knees and ankles. It's like a white flame, and opening through your energy channels, and even cleansing your third eye. White fire also helps to cancel any mind control, programming. So it's very good to bring this white fire, white flame, even in your brain area, in your third eye, and go deeper inside to the center of your head. Go deep inside to the center of your head and see this white flame burning, transmuting, cancelling that which no longer serves your highest or no longer serves love, unity, harmony. You can cancel consciously any programming which do not serve your highest, which do not serve this planet anymore. Anything that becomes conscious to you right now, you can cancel. So this white flame is now expanding, and your whole body and your whole aura and your whole energy system is encompassed in white flame. If you get tired, you can pause and start again, or else if you're very softly continuing this breath work effortlessly, allow it to continue a little bit longer, because the Bhastrika with the white flame, it's like you're fanning it, and you're fanning it within you into very, very, even little cracks, little openings. It becomes very delicate into deeper corners. You might feel a bit of a headache. Take it slowly. With the next breath, let's inhale from the earth up and hold this mudra, charging again with this great sun, this life force energy, filling yourself up with all this strength, with all this brightness and light. You can see yourself beaming light, charging with light. And exhale fully out. Arch. Hold. Contract the perineum. Your belly is in already, so lift the diaphragm up and bring your chin down to the chest. The 3 locks of your spine. Hold. And inhale through the nose, expand, expand further out. Exhale through the mouth, and 3 times connecting with the Taurus energy field, strengthening that electricity, expanding 360 degrees. And it meets in the center of the heart as a 0 point field. So if you feel some pressure or some pain, which is pressure, the pain that you feel is pressure. It's not like real pain as such, it's just pressured energy, because receiving higher energy creates that sense of pressure with the lower energies. So to make way, to give space for these higher energies coming through, remember to always shift into the space, into a bigger, wider space. Because the tendency is to focus on the pressure, and like that, you will keep the pressure. So shift to the space around you or behind you or above your head. And like that, you give way for the energies to move, flow. Release what needs to be released. making way, giving space. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold your breath. Come to a full stop. And exhale through the mouth. The white flame is still here, present. It continues to transmute any distortions, any dysfunctions, and yet you're still being charged up with life force energy. Bring your attention to your spine for a moment. Sense your spine from the tailbone area and sense up slowly, slowly moving up. You can also use your breath if that helps you to sense more closely your spine, all the way up to the crown, to your head, and back down. And breathing back up. And if you feel some sore feelings or some pain in your spine, we can soften. Just with our intention, we can soften. And once again, shift around your spine. So around your spine is empty space. Keep breathing up and down, but shift to the space around your spine. And your spine right now is expanding. This is how we expand the energetic spine. Keep breathing up and down, but very slowly, very consciously, in that empty space. And this is how your energetic spine opens towards that space that you are conscious of right now. It opens up into a wider space, depending where you are conscious right now. And your spine responds. It's like giving way. It's like opening a river wider. When you open a river wider, the energies that flow through your spine will be more smooth, less painful, more harmonized. And that's also bringing more consciousness into your backbone, literally into your core, where all the complex energies need to flow in harmony. Your spine is connected, and it's also responsible to the spinning of the vortexes of your energy centers. So if we boost the spine, it naturally boosts all your centers. And it also boosts all the channels. They're like mini rivers flowing through. So a general feeling could be of harmony right now and of balance. And when your energies are in harmony and balance, what happens? You tap into your highest consciousness, because your energies make an effect on your state of consciousness. If there is disharmony, blockages, or stagnant energies, that's definitely going to affect you, and it will affect your state of being. So when your energy system is in harmony and balance, then of course you can be in your highest state of consciousness. And your highest consciousness is the best version of you. It's not something out there. It's like very natural. It's not mysterious. It's not conceptual. It is very real and very natural. And that you know when you are the most natural and the most real. So that's the invitation. So we can all take a moment to complete this meeting. Complete it always in gratitude. Gratitude towards your highest, and gratitude to all of you being here, and gratitude to your guides and all of those beings who support us in these moments and in your daily life. And gratitude to all your soul family and friends and family. And appreciation. Love. Gratitude to life, itself. In sending our gratitude and love and compassion to all beings on earth and all beings above earth and inner earth. May all beings find true peace and happiness. And may all beings return to their most natural state. And be free.